Hi everyone, I just wanted to introduce myself here because I just started this channel. My name is Caitlin. My channel is primarily going to be about slow living here on my homestead in Northern California. Sorry, I have a cold today, so I'm a bit congested. To be honest, I originally filmed this and just shared about what my life is like here, but then I got a very clear message to share a bit deeper about the why behind my connection to the land here and why I love it so much. This land truly held me and saved me during the darkest period of my life, and I feel like it helped save my life and bring me back to life. I got this property about 10 years ago when I was just 25 years old. I bought it with my brother and we both live here and share it together. It's almost 60 acres and it's mostly oak woodland and some grassland. A long time ago it used to be used as a sheep ranch. So when we bought it there was absolutely nothing here at all. No road, no water, no power, nothing. So it's been a lot of work to make it livable, but it's really connected me to the land. I feel like I have a very intimate relationship with it because of that. I live here fully off the grid. So before I bought this property, I started building a tiny house. And while I was building it, I bought the land and then I moved the tiny house up here to finish building it. I was building it just me and my dad mostly. My brother helped a little bit when he could. So I moved it up here and then my ex-husband and I moved in it together. Tiny House Giant Journey actually came and filmed a tour of my tiny house last year. If you're interested in tiny house stuff, I will put a link to that below so you can check it out. So after I lived here for about a year, I got sick with one of the worst illnesses I've ever had. I later found out that it was Lyme disease, and for a lot of reasons I will maybe talk about another time, but I'm no longer really focused on the Lyme disease. I'm more focused on why my immune system was so dysfunctional. But I was really sick and then I just never got better. That was about almost 9 years ago now. So I was used to working really hard physically. It's a lot of work here to live like this, so I just kept pushing through and I tried lots of things to help heal my body. I also, during that time, I started my micro flower farm and I was a farmer florist. I'm obsessed with everything flowers. I'm really into sustainable floristry and florists using local seasonal flowers. So a lot of my videos here are going to be focused around flowers, just FYI. But I was really sick the whole time and I was working really hard. So after years of pushing through my illness and not making a lot of progress, my health really came crashing down very intensely. I was completely bedridden for almost 6 months. I was having very severe neurological issues. It was extremely frustrating because I had been trying so hard to get better and recover. I had quit working at this point, but nothing I was doing was helping, and I just didn't understand how I could try so hard, and also I live in such a peaceful, beautiful place. Like, I didn't understand why nothing was working. But I learned actually I was missing the key piece. I was running away from myself the whole time. And I needed to turn inward and I needed to stop avoiding everything I had been facing within myself. I felt so disconnected from my body. I felt betrayed by my body. I was operating from a place of fear and needing to fix myself, which is like the worst thing you can do. I could go on and on, but I needed to turn inward. I needed to completely change my relationship with myself and how I was approaching illness in general. And it got to the point where my symptoms forced me to do that. As I was unraveling and feeling like I was hitting complete rock bottom, my marriage also started to unravel and fall apart. And at the time, I had no capacity for anything. I had barely any capacity to handle what was happening to me. I was in full survival mode at this point. I felt like I was gonna die multiple times. I don't know if I was anywhere close to that, but my body was doing some really scary things and it felt completely unstable and out of control. And I was very, very scared. And this land picked me up and held me when nothing felt safe anymore. When my mind felt broken from betrayal and trauma, and my nervous system and body felt like they were on their very last thread, sometimes the most comforting thing I could do was go outside and just lie in the grass. I had no choice at that point but to surrender, and the land held me and nurtured me and breathed life back into me and taught me what it was to find beauty and joy again. And bit by bit, very, very slowly, I crawled my way out of that hell, and I completely transformed myself along the way. I learned how to really deeply love myself, and I learned how to really slow down and live in a completely different way and show up for myself in a completely different way. I was never very connected to my spirituality, but I feel more deeply connected to that part of myself. And I feel so blessed to be here and to have this beautiful place to heal. I'm sharing all this with you because I really want this channel to inspire you all to slow down and to really foster a nurturing connection with yourself and the land around you, and to look for the beauty and magic in everything, because it's really all around us and inside of us. One of my favorite quotes by Rumi is, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." I feel like one of my goals as a child was to live in a Robin James painting, and I feel like I've succeeded at that goal. It's just so magical here. So I challenge you all to add more whimsy and magic in your life, because it's your responsibility to do that for yourself. No one else is going to do that for you, and it's important for your soul. Another one of my favorite quotes is from Michael Singer: "Nothing is worth closing your heart over." This land held me, my animals held me, my family held me when I was a completely empty shell of a person and I felt like I might just blow away on the wind. My family actually all lives around me. I grew up here down the road at my mom's house, and I can walk to her house, and my sister owns the property next to me, so I'm completely surrounded by my family, and they really stepped up and took care of me these past few years. My husband, unfortunately, was not strong enough for it in the end, but he held me as well as long as he could. But once again, the most important thing I had to learn was to hold myself with the most tender love and care. Thank you for listening to me and my vulnerable share. I also want to introduce you to my animals, because they're such an important part of my life, and they'll probably be in all of my videos. So filming here has been a gift to myself, just looking for the beauty around me, and I really want to share that beauty with all of you. This is my Australian cattle dog, Pepper. I've had her almost half my life. She just turned 16 years old, and I got her as a puppy when I was going to school at UC Santa Barbara. I studied ecology and evolution there, so I'm a science nerd. But I got her as a rescue puppy. She is my soul animal. I actually thought she was mixed because of her coloring, but I did a DNA test a couple years ago, and she's actually purebred Australian cattle dog. She's truly my best friend, my ride or die, my heart animal. we've been through so much together, so many ups and downs in my life, just so many journeys with this one. This is my Great Pyrenees Kodiak. He was actually abandoned on a farm a couple hours from here, and my ex-husband's brother rescued him. But then they were living in the city, so I offered to take him because Pyrenees aren't really meant for city life. Good boy. um, and at the time I had goats and pigs and chickens, and he was my livestock guardian dog. I actually built him a little tree house, dog house by my barn, and he did that for years. Unfortunately, due to my illness, I rehomed my farm animals. And my pigs we use for meat, which I wanted to try to do, but it absolutely broke my heart and destroyed me. So I don't think I can do that again. I just really believe raising your own meat is a really good way to live. So I wanted to try it, but I'm too sensitive for that. But I rehomed my goats, and Kodiak is now retired up at my house, which he loves. He's almost 10 years old. He's a total mess right now from running through the forest. One thing I do want to mention is that I shave him every summer, and I know there's a lot of strong opinions on the internet about that, so I have a lot of reasons that I do that, but the main reason is we have these stickers here called foxtails, and they'll burrow in when his fur's so thick I can't find them. They burrow into their body really, really deep and can cause serious damage, and it's just better to get him shaved. So if you see him shaved, don't come at me. I have very good reason. I've spent hundreds of dollars at the vet before for foxtails. I also have two cats that I got from a friend's mom in town. She takes care of the feral cats, and one of them came and gave birth under her house, so she took the kittens in. And my cats are siblings, brother and sister. My female is Freya. I named her after the Norse goddess of war and love, and she's my fierce little huntress. She's also really snuggly, but only with me. She doesn't really like other people. And then my other cat is a Siamese Jack. He is the total opposite. He's huge and really goofy and friendly, and he loves to eat. He goes on walks with the dogs and I, and he's just such a goofball. So yeah, those are my animals, and I have 3 chickens as well. My goal is to have a lot of farm animals again because they bring me so much joy. So once I'm up for it, hopefully there will be some new faces around here. Maybe I'll even have a horse one day. One can dream. Thank you all for following along. I came out here in the forest to film this because it's just so green and lush right now, and it's not always like this here. It's really, really dry in the summer for many, many months. So I always appreciate the green springtime. It's the beginning of May right now. So have a blessed, beautiful day, everyone.